What if the mirror in your room wasn't showing you? What if it was showing something else? Something that could learn you, mimic you, and eventually replace you. This story comes from a small town in Pennsylvania where a girl bought an old mirror from an estate sale and vanished without a trace. The mirror came from an old Victorian house that had been abandoned for decades. Ria, 23 years old, art student, obsessed with antique decor, saw it leaning against a wall behind moth-eaten drapes and broken dollhouses. It was tall, over 6 feet, framed in a dark oak, almost black, with carvings that looked like twisted tree roots or bones. The glass was foggy, like it had breathed in something toxic. The seller didn't know much about it, just that the mirror had once belonged to a mortician who'd gone mad in the 60s. She bought it for $15, tossed it in the back of her SUV, and brought it home. That night, things changed. Ria said the mirror gave off a low hum, almost like it was vibrating. She couldn't sleep. She said it felt like her room was always 10 degrees colder now. Then, she started hearing breathing. She told me she started waking up at 3:03 a.m. every night. Always exactly 3:03. No alarms, no sounds, just awake. And the mirror? She said it glowed, even in total darkness. At first, she thought it was sleep paralysis, but then she saw something worse. Her reflection blinked. When she didn't, it smiled slowly, even though her mouth never moved. She tried covering it with a blanket. Next morning, the blanket was folded neatly on the floor. She tried moving the mirror to the garage. That night, it was back in her room. And then, the injuries began. She'd wake up with scratches across her back, deep ones, too clean to be accidental. Once, she called me crying. She said she'd found a long strand of black hair on her pillow. She had blonde hair. She lived alone. Ria had one final idea. Livestream herself sleeping. Proof that she wasn't going crazy. She set up her phone at the foot of her bed, let the camera roll all night. Thousands of people tuned in. Nothing happened for hours. Then, at exactly 3:33 a.m., the mirror shimmered, almost like water, and Ria sat up. But she didn't move like a person. She twitched. Her limbs jerked. Her neck cracked twice. And her eyes were open, but her pupils were gone. She walked to the mirror. The glass was rippling, like it was boiling from the inside. And then she peeled her own face off. Her skin came off like it was paper. Underneath, there was no bone, no blood, just a second reflection, smiling, with rows of needle-thin teeth. Then the live stream shut off. Just gone, black screen. The chat went wild, but no one ever saw her again. Police searched the house. No signs of a struggle, no blood, no Ria. Just her phone, still warm, still recording audio. The last thing it picked up, a whisper, low and inhuman. "You look better." From this side. The mirror was confiscated by police, but the officer who moved it, found dead 3 days later, folded in half and shoved inside a school locker, no bigger than a microwave. The mirror, missing. Where is it now? They say it's still out there, stored in some antique shop in New England, maybe already sold, maybe it's in your neighborhood, in a friend's attic, or behind that sheet at the thrift store down the street. They say if you see a tall mirror with carvings like twisted branches, firm, don't touch it. And if your reflection starts to smile when you don't, urgent, get out. Serious, because if you stare too long. Chilling, it remembers you. Eerie, it learns your movements. Ominous, and one night you'll look in the mirror, chilling, and you won't be the one staring back. Serious, whatever you do. Firm, don't ever talk to your reflection after midnight. Ominous, because if it answers back. Chilling, it's already taken your place. If you're still here, you're braver than most. What you just heard was only the beginning. Like the video if it gave you chills. Subscribe if you dare to hear what comes next. And remember, the shadows are watching. See you in the next nightmare. If you're still here, you're braver than most. What you just heard was only the beginning. Like the video if it gave you chills. Subscribe if you dare to hear what comes next. And remember, the shadows are watching. See you in the next nightmare.